Well, Dad was sitting in there where he could see the road. And we'd been sitting up in that field. Heard them gobbling between here and the field. And, oh man, calm down a bit. Got around to the field. They beat us there. I could tell there was more than one, thinking there was just two, but there's actually three. But we stayed till 9 o'clock, almost 9. Hadn't heard any gobbles. Whenever they gobbled, the field's back over in there. They went way off down in there. So then as we were walking back the road, I thought I heard one gobble from on back. And got down there, and then I was sure I was, but then I thought, man, they gotta be right next to the road, or next to the truck. And the truck is just parked right up there. They've had to have come behind it, they've had to have seen it. Anyway, I had Dad watching the road. I come up on this little rise. Called once, they answered. So I shut up and was looking up the road, hadn't heard them gobble in a while, and then I heard footsteps. I might have heard drumming. There was a couple of times when I thought I had heard drumming, but I wasn't positive. And I couldn't tell what direction it was. But anyway, then I heard footsteps, and I looked over, and I saw two, and then after I shot, a third one flew. But I know two of them were gobblers. But anyway, his head was still up, so I drilled him again. But what about that? I said, what about that?
Yeah, I had no idea anywhere around. Had he gobbled anymore?
No. They answered me one time. And I thought I heard drumming. You know, but I wasn't sure. Had no idea what direction it was or whatever. And was kind of looking up this way anyway, but then I heard footsteps. Oh. And looked up and I saw it step. And I don't remember where I was sitting, but anyway, one of them saw me. And this one kind of turned and was going away from me, but I had a good look at his head, so I shot. And when I come up here, his head was still up, so I shot. Okay. Didn't want to take any chances.
Well, I saw one fly. I was hoping that wasn't.
There was two. I was afraid of that. I think she flew down into the field over there toward where he is. Back that way. Can you hear her? There's another one yelping back here off of my left shoulder. A hen. There's several in the trees. back up in the woods is tearing it up. The one that's way back up here. I think that other one's out there that the hen went to him. He's getting louder. Back up here behind me. He's gobbling every breath. He's gobbling every breath. Two of them. Two of them right out here. They're back up there. Turn them all this way. Well, it's Tuesday morning, April 14th. I had one standing right here. And I think I was back in that behind those trees right there. I could not. I was afraid he's too far. Turned out he's just right around 50. I had been down and come up the road. He had been down in there. From the road, I watched a turkey walk across the field right here, but he still gobbled down there. So I was able to get to the field edge and hadn't really called much. Anyway, another one gobbled back over in there. Oh, there was another one with this one, another gobbler. But anyway, I was wanting him to take a couple more steps, and he didn't. Well, what a week. It's May 1st. Dad got to come home from the hospital yesterday. Doing much better. Thank you, Lord, for answered prayers. It's been a rough week. Wendy had a fever a couple of days and could not get out of bed. I felt okay, just some tiredness. Anyway, I think the last video I've got on here is a week ago Tuesday on Catoosa. Got on one up there at the end of that road, north of Peavine Fire Tower Road at the end of it. In good shape. Answered me a couple of times. I shut up. He gobbled his head off. Came right to me. I was in some thick stuff. And he saw something he didn't like. So I did not take a shot. Anyway, went back out there. Alright, the one is back over down in there somewhere. But I think I heard another one back over to the right. I'm over here behind the barn now. He's right down in there. Well, that didn't work. He answered me some. He was right up there and was going like back and forth up that way. Then he got quiet. I thought he might be coming. Of course he didn't. He hushed for a while. And then later on he started gobbling back down in there some. So I started calling harder. He didn't answer and shut up. I'm assuming he's with the hen and she took off and went the other way. Anyway, it's probably been 30 minutes, 45 minutes since I've heard him. I'm done. Well, this is number 4 out here on this new property that we found. Had heard it earlier and thought Jake might be going toward it, so I didn't. I ended up going around back in behind this set of pines. There's a field back there, and then there's a field right here that I'm on. And I actually heard one back in there. There's a grass road that walks around, or that winds around back there. He gobbled pretty good, and I got on him, or didn't get on him, but I thought he was still in a tree, but I walked around a curve, and he's standing there and saw me, took off. Anyway, was trying to keep tabs on Jake. I thought he was further down. He ended up being up here pretty close too. But I thought I'd heard this one time answer me. And so I come up here. I got a little hot, so I was sitting there and cooled off. Hadn't heard anything. Got up, and called. Let's see, I was probably right down in here and called. And he gobbled from out in there somewhere. And wasn't sure exactly where he was. He didn't gobble again on his own. I called again. He had moved there just a little bit. And then in just a little bit, I started seeing movement coming through there. It was a long shot down through there. But he had that head and neck, and he just froze. I thought, uh-oh, he sees me. So I popped him. And he flopped some, but I got to him. All right, now to get Dad an open.